So 2016's Fences is a film adaptation of the long-running Broadway show of the same title. This movie takes place in the 50s and it follows Denzel Washington's struggle to make it in life. When I say make it in life, I simply mean providing for his family and trying to hold on to any ounce of happiness that he can get his hands on to. I could delve deeper into the plot, but I feel like I'd be shortchanging the subplots and different themes that are explored, within the movie. That being said, to sum it up, you could say that the characters are the plot in this movie. Now, this only works because everyone in the cast brings some of their best performances to date. We're talking about Denzel Washington in arguably one of his best performances, Viola Davis washing off the stench of Suicide Squad and reminding us why she's one of the best actors in the business. We're talking about Russell Hornsby giving in one of his best performances, Stephen Henderson, along with Javon Adepo. All right, so I need to issue out a disclaimer for this movie. This film it's an emotional catalyst. That being said, I do think it'll connect with the wide audience. However, I do have a strong suspicion that it's going to especially resonate within the Black community. Now, 2016 has been widely considered as a crappy year. However, one of the positives that we have gotten is receiving content like Luke Cage, Atlanta, Barbershop 3, and now Fences, which highlight a more broad acceptance of genuine portrayals of the Black community in Hollywood, which should not be overlooked. Now, that aside, we're just going to hop in like we do with every movie review into the positives and negatives of this movie, always starting with the positives. So, number one for the positive is you get the whole emotional spectrum within this film. And sometimes even within one scene, there's a scene where Denzel comes home with his best friend and they're interacting with his wife. It's just amazing. You go from sad to happy to joy to despair, and it's all wrapped up in the performance of this cast. I would highlight that if Denzel and Viola Davis don't receive Oscar nominations for this, it's a travesty. Number two, balancing multiple character arcs. Now, in 2016, one of my biggest complaints was that we were constantly given huge casts with not enough script to make us care about the characters in the movie. Now, there were a few standouts in 2016 that were able to do this well. We're talking about The Nice Guys or Hell or High Water, and Fences really falls within that group, if not pushes his way through that group. Viola Davis turns in one of her best performances, and if she's not up for Best Supporting Actress, then I don't understand the Oscars. Now, I'm not going to harp on that because this movie does it well and I can just leave it there. Number three, the big moments are big. One of the big issues that we had in 2016 is that the trailers gave away too much. Now, admittedly, I only saw the first trailer because it's all I need to see for this movie. You give me Denzel Washington, Viola Davis, I'm going to watch it. Now, that being said, one of the big moments of the movie is given away in the trailer. However, one of the good things that this movie does is sucks you into that universe so that when you see the moment when they're going back and forth, you still feel the impact. Now, since no movie is perfect, we have to move on to our negatives. And since, obviously, if you can't tell by now, I really like this movie, some of these negatives are going to be nitpicks. Number one, this movie is emotionally draining. I'm not the type of person that likes to feel my emotions. I like to repress them and seal them away and use them once or twice a year. That being said, this movie didn't let me do that a lot, and I thought it was inconsiderate. Number two, sometimes this movie feels more like a play within the structure. Now, I don't know how much of a negative that is because, it is a movie, so I told you I was going to be nitpicking. And number three, I feel like I should have three, so I'm gonna work. Sometimes I felt like it was dragging on. Now this might go into the first negative where I was feeling my emotions too much, so I was ready to get out. The movie's only 2 hours and about 10 minutes, and I really can't think of any spots where they should have cut it or any unnecessary scenes. So yeah, I guess that's all the negatives we're gonna do today. All right, so if we're gonna put Fences on our smash or pass scale, it's obviously a smash. If I was to say anything against the movie, I might say that the repeat value isn't as high because when I left, I was emotionally drained and I really didn't want to put myself through that again. However, the first thing I did was recommend it to my friends and my parents and to everyone I knew. All right, so have you seen Fences? Do you agree with me? If so, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. Misfits is Fit. That's the movie. We're done.